Hi Taurus, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. Sorry I wasn't around last week. I had a weird rash come up the side of my body and I was a bit poorly. Nothing too sinister, but enough for me to go, do you know what, I'll leave it till next week. So the monthlies are coming. I just don't know when I'll get to them. But we'll see. This is for this week anyway, and as always, the housekeeping is down below. So let's see what we've got for you this week, Taurus. What have we got? You've got the Three of Materials, so it's about collaboration, building a strong foundation with someone and working together to make a stronger future. So really feels like forces are coming together to make something happen for you this week, Taurus. Let's see what we've got. There's a lot of support around you, Justice. Yeah. This is you assessing what relationships in your life work, what don't, and taking things on their merit. It's almost like if something isn't working, you go, well, what did you do? Things sort of answer themselves this week. If they're part of your support network, then it's really karma. Whatever anybody's put into a relationship with you, they get the payoff of it this week. So if somebody's put in effort and love, then they'll get effort and love back. But if they haven't, then it doesn't really go back the other way, because I think you've kind of had enough of pouring energy into relationships that don't work. Yeah, some are obligatory, but if they don't work, then nothing's obligatory. Why am I getting some are obligatory? Do some people believe that they're obligatory? I don't know. But somebody's out for an argument about it this week, but you can just hammer and go, well, and they'll go, no, that's not right, blah, 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 and I go, well, what did I say that wasn't true? It's almost like you'll get, well, what did I say that wasn't true? And that in itself shuts the argument down. Like, well, when did you turn up for this? When were you there for that? Where were you when I needed you? And it's almost like that energy. You don't have to make an argument. They'll come for you, but you go, the proof is in your own pudding. Your own actions have spoken why this has happened. The proof is in the pudding is really what's coming through. The Devil, yes, there's manipulation. Someone's trying to manipulate you into feeling something. I'm really getting manipulation out of that. Somebody's trying to emotionally manipulate you this week, and I don't think you'll fall for it, but it's just being aware of that. You don't need to be tied up in somebody else's games anymore. And the fact that that's come out sideways is it's about their emotions. Because the Queen of Cups upside down is can be emotionally manipulative, and that the fact that that's come out means that they're trying to manipulate the situation to make themselves content, to make themselves happy, to sort of almost like advocate, devil's advocate. This has really come through then. To advocate for themselves, like that they had done everything they could, even though they hadn't really. Their own failures, they're trying to advocate their own failures by unloading onto you as though you'd done something, which is why they didn't do something. So by them not doing it, it's almost like it's punishing you for something that they perceived you should have done, when really it's their own decision. They're not taking responsibility for their own actions. And they're trying to emotionally manipulate you so that they can now be in a favoured position, even though they haven't earned it. They haven't earned it. It's almost like they feel they're entitled to something, but they've not earned that entitlement. So, yeah, they're completely they're confusing privilege with entitlement. The privilege can be taken away. So, yeah. Page of Inspiration. You're only reacting to things that bring you any joy. You're really taking it back to basics. If something doesn't inspire you or ignite joy in you or bring some benefit to you, if it doesn't inspire you, like if the energy coming off it doesn't inspire you to reciprocate the energy, then you're kind of just done with it. You just kind of, if you really cared, you would have. Or you just haven't got the energy to even entertain that anymore. And it's like, I just don't, you don't bring me any joy, so I'm not even acknowledging kind of what you're expecting of me. What you're expecting of me and what you're entitled to are two completely different things. It's almost like expectations are, on their side, expectations are surmounting the reality of what's happening. Whereas you're very aware, like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you claiming that this relationship is XYZ when you've done absolutely nothing to foster that in it, that level? Yeah, they just feel entitled. I'm really getting entitlement. Yeah, and the middle road, finding a middle path. Like, you're not compromising yourself anymore. You're not. If they want to meet you at your level, absolutely, they can invest and meet you at your level. Otherwise, you're just not entertaining it. It doesn't benefit you, then you can't build anything with it. So you're just letting what doesn't serve fall away in order to keep a calm path forward. You are all about calm and balance at the moment, Taurus, and you're like, I just don't want drama. I just want healing. And if you don't bring me any level of healing or joy, then you're not in my circle. I don't want it. You're not walking the path with me. If you're not with me in the dark days, then why the hell should you be with me in the sunshine? It's very much like balancing the two. Like, what do you want where? But you've done a lot of inner work and a lot of inner journeying in order to really have this epiphany of no. And I also see a lot of meditation, a lot of calmness here, a lot of healing. You've done a lot of work. And you are literally back to the basics of, if it inspires me, I'll do it. If it doesn't, if I don't feel compelled to do it or inspired to do it, I'm not following obligation anymore. I'm following impulse and instinct, because I've followed obligation and it in no way makes me happy. It just makes me feel burdened. So it's about taking off burden and following inspiration. And it's about, you've been quite... You're being honest this week. You're not being harsh, you're being honest. Like, I understand that you feel this way, but you, in no way have you contributed to this emotionally. You want an emotional relationship with me, but you've not invested emotionally in this relationship. Your behaviours are not... it's very much that whole, like, they'll apologise for something, but the behaviour doesn't change. And apology without change behaviour is manipulation, and it's like, you're not being emotionally manipulated anymore. And I really get that it's like family. It's like, I don't know, like you owe them something for being born, and it's like, well, no, I don't. It was your choice to have a child. I would never expect that I would turn around to my children and go, well, I gave birth to you, therefore I should be XYZ. No, that's not how it works. You have to emotionally invest in them and love them unconditionally, and provide that safe space for them. If you want them to be a safe space in the future, then you have to provide a safe space for them. It's reciprocal. And it's almost like somebody is making you feel obliged by blood rather than emotional input. And that's not... blood's not always healthy. Sometimes it's toxic. Yeah, it just feels like this, whoever this is that's manipulating you, it's almost like there's more negative with them than positive, and yet you're always expected to give them positive and unconditional support. And it's like, well, you haven't earned that unconditional support, because it's never been unconditional the other way. It's like somebody wants something all their own way, and you're like, no, there's no balance to this, there's no reciprocity, so why would I entertain it? And there's a choice coming, and it's a choice that is happening because of the way they've acted. The way they've acted gets the outcome. There's a choice coming, but you are very much evidence basing that decision. So if you choose to cut them out of your life, it's because the evidence has stacked up to the point where I cannot continue with this. I have to cut you out of my life. And it really feels like it's karma, but it's justice. But you are making an evidence-based decision, not an emotionally manipulated decision. Yeah, it just feels like you're done with the drama and you're done with being manipulated emotionally. And I really, really applaud that energy, Taurus. It feels really strong. And I'm with you on that. If they haven't earned it, then they shouldn't be rewarded, in my opinion. It feels like somebody is emotionally manipulating you and guilting you into performing a certain way. that they believe that you should be acting towards them, but they've in no way contributed to the relationship enough to warrant that. Anyway, I hope that is of some use to you, Taurus, and hopefully I will see you again next week or at some point for the monthlies. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.